mentioned Viper. Can you talk to us a little bit about some of the CAS assets you guys have and avoid using Viper on bone, things like that, some way we can understand?
Yeah, each CAS asset has their own pros and cons. Like a bone asset we get here regularly, they have huge payload. They have, what was that?
What's the bone?
Bone is B-1 bomber. Like if they're on station, they have crew, they can multitask pretty easily. That's, you know, you got your pilot, co-pilot, you got your Wizzo, and they're up there with their pod. They have, you know, multiple sensors, radars that they could help, but they don't have a forward firing weapon. Hog does. They have a 30 mic, pretty accurate. So in a close air support, when friendlies are in close proximity of insurgents or enemy forces, you're not really going to be able to use bone, something, because it doesn't have that forward firing weapon on it. So bone, it does, if you want to collapse caves like our guys did in the South, heck yeah, bone's a great asset. As far as Viper goes, Viper's great. I think you'll see a lot of Viper, especially when next war, when it has to take out a lot of surface-to-air threats. They have that Wild Weasel mission, and they're perfect for that. They could shoot their missiles and take out those targets pretty easily. As far as close air support, still great, but you'll see they don't have the loiter time. They're going to be refueling constantly. So either you might only get one ship at a time, or they'll both be gone to refuel. So they don't have the loiter time. And as far as situation awareness goes, they're not going to, they have their pod, they're going to be seeing through a soda straw, and yeah, they could, you know, peek out, but they're not going to be able to collect the ground situation information as well as an A-10 is. A-10s have a longer loiter time. They have a much more accurate weapon that easily destroys vehicles as well. They're going to be able to peek outside their canopy. They're going to be able to see colors. They're going to get a better picture of what's on the ground. And like I said, loiter time as well. They end up being at lower altitudes. So far as close air support goes, and what you'll see is just everyone's going to be requesting Hog, especially once they send up a tick pry banner. They're really requesting Hog, and that's what happens during that.
Why are you an expert? What makes you the expert on close air support, though? Like, why should I listen to you about what you got to say about close air support? As a JTAC.
As a JTAC, why you should listen to a U.S. Air Force TAC-P JTAC on their expertise in the CAS realm is because that is our main job. We don't, it's not a, you know, it's not a perk. It's not something extra that we do on the side. It is our main job. We're able to do a lot of other things in the career field, but as far as main job, this is your main mission. It's close air support. No one's going to give a harder check ride. No one's going to give you better training. No one's going to have more exposure to CAS than a U.S. Air Force TAC-P. It's our job, and that's why we're the experts in the field. If you look at also the training schools, most of them are going to be TAC-P. If you look at STS's fire shops, who's given those evals? It's TAC-P. TAC-P sets the standard in CAS.
Do you guys know, how do you guys study about CAS? Do you guys study each aircraft and its individual weapon systems and capabilities?
We do. In addition to that, we're always having little workshops. We're visiting squadrons. We are getting their information. We're working with them. We have our weekly meetings on weaponeering, assets. We get a lot of the rated ALOs from the different platforms, so once they get to the squadrons, of course, hey, there's another source of information that you can pick. So we're constantly surrounded by the whole CAS environment, and just being exposed to that daily, we're going to pick up something.
The kind of reassurance that an A-10 gives that guy on the ground.
With the 11 Bravos, with the ground troops that I work with, when they think close air support, they think A-10s. If you tell them something else, you can always kind of hear them like, I don't care about that. Like, tell me when A-10s are on station. And I think the reason for that is they almost share the same mentality. If you were to say that there's a grunt in the sky, it'd be a hog pilot. They know the ground picture. I think their mentality, as well as 11 Bravo mentality, it's the same. Get down there, get down and dirty, and kill bad guys. And that aircraft is suited for doing that. It reassures 11 Bravos every time you have hog on station. I think they know a lot of the capabilities just because they're exposed to it. They know they stay on station a lot longer. They know they can communicate with them pretty easily through a FO, JFO. They all work together. And it's very distinguishable. The noise, when it comes overhead, it has that squeal. And when you hear that gun, that can make the sound, but it be pretty funny. That sound is so distinguishable. Everyone on the ground, it literally shakes the ground. It is amazing. You hear it first when it fires, and then you hear it echo from the gun in the sky. That sound right there just drives 11 Bravos nuts. It's amazing. If they weren't behind a berm, you could see them jumping for joy every time that gun goes off. You guys heard of it multiple times, right? That Burt, yeah, it's pretty awesome. That sound, nice. Oh my gosh. I might have to do a scenario here where you make that sound, but I'll try it. When it comes in and just goes, and then you have the echo on the backside.
Dude, that was great. Perfect. See, we're gonna go from your into the actual A-10 doing it. It'll be perfect.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, but that it reassures Joe. It's just that it's that sound of corny like freedom, but it really is. It's the sound of don't mess with me. It scares off everyone and shows you you're in good hands.
Awesome. All right, so in the cargo we were talking about this a little bit, but let's talk about it a little more.
Uh-huh.
The A-10 pilot seems to be a lot more thorough in his communication with you than any other
Yes.
pilot. Can we talk about that whole idea?
Yeah, so what I've experienced with Hog downrange is that they're going to ask you a lot of questions. And it's not just they don't think you know what you're doing, it's because they want to know exactly what you're going to do, what your TTPs are. And I haven't experienced that with any other asset. Yes, I'll give the other assets information, but the Hog pilots just continuously ask. And it's great, is because you can tell them, like, this is a scenario where if we take contact, this is what we're going to do. Okay, this is a scenario if we have a disabled Vic, this is what we're going to do. And they're just, yes, I copy. This is what's going to happen if we lose communication.
Tiger net. So having that, and then with the A-10 checks on, you pass them a friendly grid, give them a good talk on your location, start big, go small. And basically it's a lot easier to get an A-10 on station and get eyes on your location so you can get them doing what you want them to do.
Excuse me, I'm down.
No, not yet.